The following podcast contains strong language and alternative facts. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Heel Podcast. Over the airwaves and under the influence, we are Turning Heel.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Turning Heel Podcast. I am one half.
Jesus Christ.
I am one half of your podcast team. I am the Griz. And with me, as always, is Chris motherfucking Hughes.
You sound like death warmed up.
Yes, I am. See, this is what happens when you go to 5 wrestling-related events over the course of 3 days. I've got a giant-ass bottle of water with me today to hopefully try and struggle through having a bit of voice. But I think I've literally made myself ill this week.
Nice.
It's not been a fun week, as you can tell by my ginormous panda eyes.
If the finish of the Survivor Series wasn't enough to make you ill.
Well, it could have been worse. Could have been a hell of a lot worse, let's say.
Which means this is probably the first podcast in a long time we were both sober for it.
This will literally be the only time I've ever been sober on a podcast. Because at least every other time I've been drinking some form of fashion.
Yeah, I suppose it depends what I slipped in that water while you were away. Barfing.
Aye. Oh yeah, I can taste the Viagra. I don't know how that's gotta get me drunk or whatever, but hey ho. So
I'll do some things.
yeah. Happy things. So we have a change of venue here today. We are in Castle Grizula, so don't be surprised if you hear the podcast running about at some point.
Yep, or a bus going by.
Yes, yeah. We're very loud and next to the, what do you call it? The highway.
The highway.
Yeah, sure, it's close enough.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, where should we get started with? Because this has been a massive week.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot going on.
Hence the voice.
I think we should maybe just start with War Games.
Okay.
Since that was...
Let's just go in chronological order.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll try and cover a little bit of Raw and SmackDown because there's some interesting stuff that's happened there.
Yeah, definitely. It depends how long it takes us to get through NXT and also through Survivor Series.
Yeah. Well, we've got 3 things to talk about from Raw and SmackDown, so to put that into one big lump of a segment, and that would be us.
It's doable.
So there was no pre-show match for War Games. We just got right into it.
Well, there actually was, but we didn't get to see that until NXT last night,
match.
which I still haven't watched yet.
Yeah. I was tempted to watch that before you came over, but thought, don't have the time.
Nah.
And clearly it's not.
Plus, I don't really like these episodes of NXT that are straight after a takeover, because it's just the dark matches from the takeover. I suppose the difference is with this one, though, it does have a title match on it. But even still, I knew days ago who won, so I'm not inclined to watch it straight away.
I don't, but I can pretty much guess.
Yeah, mine was more of a guess as well.
But let's face it, really, do you want to see the UK Championship on someone that's from America? It's kind of defeats the whole purpose of the belt.
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah,
well, at least someone's competed for it.
Who was that?
Almas.
He's not American.
Yeah, I know, but I mean someone that's not from the UK.
I know. I'm just taking the piss. Right. So match number 1 was Cassie Sono against Lars Sullivan.
Yep. Nice wee short match, which I think is what this match should have been.
Yeah.
Just over 5 minutes. I'm actually starting to warm to Lars Sullivan.
Let's face it, the shift he put in that match on Saturday was well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if he wasn't going over Cassius Ohno in 5 minutes, but
that also gives him a lot more name cred than beating a bunch of Johnny No Names.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, what was good about this match though was Lars wasn't portrayed as being an absolute unstoppable monster. He took a lot of offense, took a lot of bumps.
And he didn't go down right away, which was the thing. It built up to this point where Cassius Ohno finally knocked him over and got like a 2 count. It's like, that's the closest he's ever been pinned. If you weren't a download.
Yes, if you weren't a download.
Yeah, because he lost
or
it.
A lot of other NXT house shows that he's probably lost on.
Because he definitely lost at download.
Yeah.
So like they built up to this whole bit where like Cassius Ohno knocked him down, and then Ohno just kept going for like those fucking lethal punches that he does. Just that one scene where he just goes boop. It's just a straight punch to the face and the scalp with that. So it's like Bang and Bosch without the
without the theatrics,
stupid looking stuff.
Yeah,
and so pretty much this match ended with Ohno setting up for his spinning clothesline, which got countered into a sloppy looking whatever that finisher is that Lars does. Generic slam.
Yeah.
And Lars Sullivan's face looks weird because that fucking that beard makes his
beard's too light. That's the problem. So it just looks like it's an extension.
He's just got
of
a
his
giant chin.
Yeah,
he looks like one of the characters from like fucking Spy Kids or something like that. Remember those like flubs or something like that they were called?
Aye, vaguely.
Aye, they looked like one of them. Anyway.
So next up we had Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream, which a lot of people are calling match of the year. I wouldn't go that far.
I did not think this was going to be anywhere near as good as it was in general.
Yeah,
wouldn't say match of the year, but I would
say it's top 5.
It's
just in terms of the storytelling.
It's in the conversation. I mean, let's face it, Omega and fucking Okada happened 3 times this year, so it's not going to be match of the year.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
But it can definitely be in the conversation. I have no problem with that.
I would stick with that. I think it's top 5 for me anyway.
I mean,
mainly because the storytelling was so. There wasn't a huge amount of wrestling moves, if you know what I mean. It was more about the psychology between the two.
There was a lot of striking. There was a lot of like Velveteen Dream trying to out wrestle Aleister Black with Aleister Black's style of wrestling.
Yeah,
and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. And he had obviously Velveteen doing the sit down cross-legged thing, and Aleister Black doing the crawl and stuff like that. It was all really well put together, I thought.
Definitely. And Velveteen Dream's gear.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He pretty much just like was taken over by the spirit of Rick Rude in this match because he was doing everything. He was doing the gyrations and had the painted on gear, and even at one point done Rick Rude's finisher. So I don't know if he's going to go more into that style throughout his the rest of his fucking what's going to be like a great career now. Because again, put in a hell of a shift, and he's definitely now way up there. Like his stock has risen so fucking high.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's one of the few wrestlers that can come out of a match like that looking better than he did going in.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact he took an absolute kicking.
I thought he was going to go into this match and just get absolutely molested in like 2 minutes, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And so, how long was that match?
That match was just under 15 minutes.
Oh, there you go then. So, from one extreme to the other, I was expecting it to be a squash match. Like Velveteen just like kind of attacking them, and then up fade to black. Yeah. So it went from
fade to
that.
Black 1, 2, 3. Done.
It went from that to going near 15 minutes, and people saying it's a match of the year candidate. So, yeah, he completely. Like, I think he definitely went over and above any expectations that anybody had in this match.
I was pretty drunk when we were watching this match, so I might be wrong. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't, never mind. Okay. I was going to say, did he not kick out a Fade to Black? But he didn't. He kicked out the other one, didn't he?
The big knee to the face, I think. Something like that. Something that looked like Fade to Black. We were, at the time, we were like, Fade to Black! And then we were like...
That's maybe what I'm thinking of then.
Aye. Because there's a lot of moves that Aleister Black does that kind of look the same as his finisher, so it doesn't really help that. Maybe he should kind of stop that.
Okay, so the next match we had on the card was Ember Moon versus Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce for the Women's Championship.
Yeah. So I had a whole bunch of people over for this show. A couple of people down from Manchester for the Hydro festivities. And so, needless to say, watching this match where practically everybody backed a different person was fucking hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love Nikki Cross, I was going for my Pirate Bay. Weren't you going for Nikki Cross?
No, I said last week I wanted... No, not that I wanted. Last week I said Ember Moon.
Ah, fair enough.
On our quickfire.
Okay.
But I was actually I was wanting Nikki to win.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I was going for
That's
Nikki,
what I meant
at
the time. Because like what
hey,
you
Podcat, how you doing?
Everybody, let's meet Taco. We're going to have a sit-down interview with Taco shortly on his thoughts of Takeover.
These were all pure loud, you bastards.
I tried to sleep all night.
How can that be comfortable?
He's weird. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So, other pals that were over, they absolutely adore Peyton Royce, and so they wanted her to win. And yes, pretty much everybody, in some form or fashion, wanted somebody else to win from this match. It was fucking great. Needless to say, though, I thought this was a really good four-way match. And I wasn't a big fan of who won, though.
I thought it was coming. Like I said last week, like, she can't fail again.
Made it too... Well, she could. In a match like this made it so easy for her to fail and it not be a big deal. Like, see if she got pinned in this match, yeah, she would be done. But see if she got screwed out of the match by someone like Peyton Royce...
I suppose, yeah.
That would have been perfect. But I
did love Peyton Royce's face during their entrance, though. Where she came out with Billie Kay, and like Billie Kay's like, "Cool, see you later, bye." And she just had this look of, "Where the fuck are you going?
Where are you going?" We're doing the old thing that we do at my house, where we have the shit on in the background just for added amusement. So I'm taking back my Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
She's the best. Also, new theme music from Kairi Sane.
Yes, which was still very yachtsman-y.
Piratey.
She's a yachtsman if you listen to JR.
I know, but I try not to anymore because like he just rambles on a bunch of crap. Really, I'm trying to think like the finish. I want to get who exactly it was because it was like a double total eclipse.
I think it was Peyton and Nikki. Yeah,
because I know for a fact Kairi Sane didn't get pinned. I
think it was Peyton didn't get pinned. It might be. Yeah, because I think this might be.
That was it. There we go.
Yeah,
perfect. Was Nikki that got pinned? Oh, there you go.
Oh man,
wait,
sucks.
Was that not what I said? I think that's what I meant to say.
Oh, it was me that said I thought it was Peyton.
I thought I said it was Nikki. I got so confused. So yeah, like I said, the main reason I'm not a big fan of this, it's like you said as well, it was too predictable, and I just hate the whole concept of, I failed to beat Asuka twice, but I'm still champion now anyway, so what does it matter? It's like, I don't like that. Like, I think wasn't it you that came up with the idea of her just constantly losing to the point where she turns heel and gets nasty about it, and then finally wins it?
Possibly. I say a lot of things, especially when I'm drunk.
I think if it was you, that's a fucking great idea. I see that Peyton kind of just stumbles out the ring.
Yeah, that must be so hard to pull off, though.
What, the flip into the...
No, just the timing to actually get both of them.
Well, I see that's why I would be worried to be Peyton in case I go down too far and fucking smash my throat off on Nikki's like shoulder.
Well, Nikki and Peyton could have had some pretty bad head injuries with that if they clashed heads on the way down.
Definitely. So Asuka comes in to hand the belt over to Ember Moon, and that's all we'll say on that. Unless you were here live, but that stays between us.
Yeah.
You know, just some jokey jokes going on there. So how long was that match?
That match lasted 9 minutes and 52, so it was less than a 10-minute match, believe it or not.
No, I actually can't believe that. I thought this match was a hell of a lot longer than it was. But I guess you needed the time for the main event.
Yeah. Well, even that, the main event... yeah, I suppose, yeah. Never mind. I'm forgetting what the actual main event was.
Yeah. Aye, wasn't this.
Yeah, that.
And this being Drew McIntyre defending the NXT title against Andrade Cien Almas.
Yep, with Selena Vega, who I fucking absolutely adore.
Yeah.
Her and Andrade just work so well together. Mm-hmm. And, like, she's kind of, like, legitimately... I know, obviously, it's all storyline and stuff like that, but she's legitimately been what he's needed to just step up. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Like, see, the thing is, like, most of this whole feud was built over Drew and Selena. Selena?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
Zelina, I think it is. I think with a Z.
It's just, there was an old wrestler called Salinas, and I was like, did I say that right? Aye, so like most of the feud has been built up between Drew and Selena talking to each other. Like that's been practically the entire feud, and Drew just constantly saying, I want Andrade to come and speak to me himself.
Himself. Well, apparently that's because, which I can totally believe, like, Andrade's English is really limited, apparently. He can speak enough to get by, but he can't cut a promo or anything like that. So again, I think that's why it's worked with her coming
another
in.
good reason why she's there, because she can pretty much do all the talking for him.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. So, see, this was another good match, but my God, like, see the finish. That was an absolute out of fucking nowhere finish. I'm so fucking surprised.
It was all a little bit messy.
It was like it was good, but definitely like see at least the finishing sequence, like especially that move, whatever it was that Andrade intended to do off the top rope, like and clearly right at that moment we were just like Drew's hurt himself.
Yeah,
like just like because it just looked like he landed straight in his head. And absolutely terrifying though. Like I'm glad
here it is here.
I'm glad to hear that he's. It looks like a DDT.
You can see exactly what he's done. He's held onto that top rope
too long. Andrade started falling back, and Drew didn't let go of the rope in time.
Yeah, you've seen him go straight to his arm though.
Which now reports are saying might be fucked.
Yeah, 4 to 6 months we're looking at apparently.
Fuck.
It's a torn bicep.
He is going to be.
He's
going to be raging at that.
Well, apparently, I can't remember who reported this. Someone reported, I think it might be Meltzer, that Drew was supposed to go up on Raw.
Yeah, but now because of
also because of the injury, he hasn't. But I think that set him up for a big grand return after WrestleMania. I think.
Let's see, 4 months. Nah, he wouldn't even be ready in
5
time for
months.
the Rumble. 4 to 5 months, I was thinking, maybe he could come back in the Rumble.
Oh no, it won't matter.
Nah, he's not making the Rumble, no chance.
Not a chance. But he should be back. Maybe not ready to wrestle, but he should be near enough there around about Mania time.
Yeah.
So I don't see why he can't come back on the Raw after Mania. He doesn't need to do anything, just come back, cut a promo.
Yeah, just to come out and interrupt somebody.
Come back as a heel and kind of do the Fandango thing. We're just basically like, I'll wrestle when I'm ready to wrestle. If he's not entirely good to go. Do you know what I mean?
That's not a bad call, that, actually. Yeah, just because he can keep coming out, and then everybody's like, God, he looks good and all that. Like, he's doing these fucking poses and all that crap, and he's just like, no.
Yeah.
I want proper competition.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Louisville, Kentucky. I'm not going to wrestle in front of you. You don't deserve it. Stuff like that.
Do you know what would have been fucking great? If, like, another, the fucking empty seats for this show.
Yeah.
Which they kept showing on camera. Do you know what would have been good, though?
I don't think there's any way they could avoid that.
By not showing that angle. Like, that's how they would have been able to avoid that.
I suppose, yeah.
They do some magical things to prevent showing like empty seats in arenas all the time, but that one was just blatant. But what I would have loved to have seen is see if there was another Raw or SmackDown in Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he just builds up to that, and he's just like, he comes out, wrestles there, he's going to be cheered as a fucking face anyway, and he's like, this is where I want to make my in-ring debut for my WWE return, and then actually do it.
Yeah, but I mean, that would mean he'd need to be putting it off for what? Oh, sugar.
What'd you do?
I just punched the mic stand when I was trying to stop the laptop going to sleep.
Right.
He would need to keep that going for months, though.
I know, but see, that would have been interesting, and then it
would have been fun, yeah, definitely.
But then it just would be like everybody else and that was watching would be like, "Oh, fuck you, then." Like just every other city that he's just like, "You're no good enough to see my in-ring debut."
Or re-debut, but return.
Yeah, I
don't know how they would.
I think it'd probably say return. But you know what's really going to happen is he's just got to probably show up and fucking beat Kurt Hawkins in like 2 minutes, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
You know, no build whatsoever. It's just like, meh.
Yeah.
So, onto the actual main event.
Yes, onto the War Games match. Which,
with all the fucking cages on the stage, is
fucking
cages on the stage.
They're going to really need to start using these fucking shark cages. They've got 3 of them now.
I know, I'm surprised that they haven't had a match yet where you hang 2 cages from like above the ring and then just start banging them in each other and just have a whole tag match. And
there'll be a shark cage and a pole match soon enough.
Like somebody climbs a ladder to get into the shark cage, and that's what you need to do to win. The first person to climb in the shark cage from a ladder wins a match.
Or you need to go up and open the shark cage, and then whoever's in the shark cage comes out and has to fight on your side.
Actually, God, that sounds like oh man, that sounds like what they could have done with like the fucking Big Cass and Big Show like match. It's like, oh, it's going to be a ladder match where Enzo's going to be hanging from there, and if Big Show can climb the ladder and let him out, it'll become a 2-on-1 handicap match.
No, the way to do it, the Shark Cage Survivor Series match, where you just get the 2 team captains start, and everyone else is hung in a shark cage above the ring, and then you have to go up, but you don't know who's in whose team. Like, the captain has to pick who they want, and then go up and actually retrieve that person. And then you can't, like, start being eliminated until everybody's been picked and the teams have been selected. There you go, you can have that one for free, Vince.
What, are you saying like everyone's in a shark cage and you don't know who's on the team?
Because the team captains can pick who they want. Right. So basically, like, it'll be like, say, like, you've got Big Show for talking's sake in a shark cage. You'd be like, you want the biggest, baddest guy, so both will be trying to get him, and then you have like Enzo in one, and he'll be the last picked because he's like wee and daft,
and he's just standing there the whole time like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? That would be great, actually.
Be fucking stupid, but I still wouldn't put it past him.
We're gonna need more shark cages, damn it.
Oh, fuck, I suppose, yeah, that would mean they'd have 6 shark cages. You could handle 6 shark cages.
If it's going to be 5-on-5.
Oh, of course, yeah, I'm thinking 4-on-4.
I mean, they've had 4-on-4 Survivor Series matches, so they could probably just, do that.
Yeah. Anyway, the actual War Games match.
So, Undisputed still don't have new theme music. I think their theme music is really kind of weak.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
What I did love about this match, though, was obviously if one member of a team climbed out the cage, the whole team was disqualified.
Oh, really?
I love how Adam Cole just didn't give a fuck the whole way through, and he's like, nope, I'm out here.
Fuck you.
But every opportunity he tries to climb out is fucking great. Eric Young saved himself
from a fucking broken ankle.
Yep.
So, on top of that, like, Authors of Pain come out in their weird army attire, and then there's that pure delay, and then Roderick Strong comes out dressed just like them. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it showed team unity.
It did, which you wouldn't expect to get from the Authors of Pain.
Exactly. I mean, everybody's like, what a weird fucking combination of teams this is. like with Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong, but yeah, like they didn't do too bad. But
his spot as well, where they used Roderick like a fucking dart.
Aye, just they did use a lot of like really good from one ring to the other kind of moves for this whole thing, including that massive like Tower of Doom spot where like Adam Cole was sprawled over the two cages, and then just did everybody done like the Tower of Doom away from him, and he's just there on his own. He's just like, Adam Cole, baby. And when Sanity finally gets into the match, Damo takes about 45 minutes to get in the ring because he wants all his toys.
Yeah, well, do you know what I liked about it though? Did you notice how he left the table?
Which one?
Like, he didn't have any tables in the ring. And then when he was going back in, the crowd was like, "We want tables," and he's like, "Okay then." And then apparently eats the key. I missed this when we were watching it.
Oh, there you go, there.
He did. He ate the key.
That's something I did not notice.
I hadn't noticed it either. I just heard a few people talking about it, and I was like, "He didn't eat a key." Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we just seen it in plain sight. I like
the thing is, though, the camera never comes off him for him to have spat it out somewhere.
I know, unless he would like, just kind of coughed right in his hand.
Unless he's just had it in his hand somehow. And it's just,
aye, maybe it's like, oh.
Aye.
I like how his gear looks like it's fucking on fire or something as well, though.
Yeah.
Badass.
I genuinely think Damo is going to be huge.
Well, they must be pretty high on him since he was already at WrestleMania, so.
Yeah.
But
I think him and Wolf came across the best in this match as well. Out of everybody there.
Well, see, I get the feeling like those two are the two that had the most to prove in this match.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, sure, like
it's just star power everywhere.
Exactly.
When you think about it, NXT level star power.
Because like they are the two relative unknowns when it comes to this. Obviously, they're Insanity. They've been in NXT for a while, but everyone else is indie darlings. I mean, and there's Authors of Pain, but everybody was like meh with them to begin with anyway. And they didn't do too bad, but ooh, fucking, you see that?
Yeah, this is what I was telling you about.
Wolf bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about on Sunday. That like there's a cracking picture of, because the paramedics can't get into the cage. They had to staple his head shut through the cage, and there's a picture of them with a staple gun.
Oh,
and
fuck,
like
that's
his
right.
head's pushed like right up against the cage for them to do it. It's a bit mad. I keep hitting my mic stand. I'm really sorry. I'm not used to this setup.
Twang. So Undisputed Era with the win. After this was a really good match. What do you think of this being more of a thing?
I'm not sure, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I'm not sure. I don't think it should. Well, it has to be War Games now because they've done it, but there's far too many differences to it. To what the actual original War Games was.
Yeah, kind of. I think, see if they want to do another War Games next year, maybe do it for the belt. And then it could just be every man for themselves.
Well, I think I brought this up on Saturday whilst being very drunk. I wouldn't mind seeing a War Games match happen in February.
Okay.
As a way to determine the number one contender to whichever brand's man didn't win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That could be interesting. Yeah, because this was clearly like... Well, actually, I don't know. I was going to say, like, this could be them testing the waters to see how a War Games match would go. But at the same time, maybe this could be strictly NXT's thing.
Yeah.
So, we may need to see what happens with that, but I think I'm getting the kind of feeling now that they're just going to keep, like, War Games as NXT's, like, a takeover thing, like, just exclusively for NXT. Because you definitely know that, like, Vince will be like, I didn't create this match, so I don't want to see it on my pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Triple H, you can keep yours in your crappy little 2-hour shows. It's nothing like WrestleMania.
Look at Wolfman, Jesus.
Blood, man, Jesus. Like, was it him going through one of those tables that cut him open, or?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure where he got the cut from.
Eric Young bleeding in the nose as well. So, Adam Cole picks up the victory for his team, baby, with, I guess it was a shotgun kick, I guess, to the face of Eric Young with a steel chair.
Yep.
Not bad looking little ending there.
Well, it appears to have busted Eric Young open as well, which is always adds to the finish.
And what is the deal with fucking Drake Younger these days, looking more orange than Cheetos?
I seen him tweeting something about it the other day, but I completely forgot to save the tweet.
Did he tell people to fuck off and stop commenting on it?
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much everybody comments on it all the time.
Basically.
But, like, stop looking so orange then. Like, there's no need for you to be that orange. I mean,
look, he looks like he's been tangled.
Like, look, he's wearing, like, fucking gloves because everyone's bleeding. It looks like he's just wore gloves while going outside in the sun and now took his gloves off.
Yeah.
Ugh. Boing. Good old Damo. Oh. Damo's class. I need to stop calling him Damo.
That's pretty impressive, though, that he was... Were those rings full size?
I think so. Why wouldn't they be?
Just got to say, just because it was two of them. I was going to say, that's impressive that he's able to do that coast to coast in a WWE size ring. Because you're talking a good extra 3 or 4 foot.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that bigger than...
Oh yeah, much bigger.
Aye.
Standard ICW rings 16 by 16. The ring they use for the bigger shows is 18 by 18. And WWE rings 20 by 20.
So there you go. There's your meth there.
Yep.
Well, with that, like NXT, another good show. Probably not the best NXT takeover of the year.
No, I don't think so. Nothing's going to beat Chicago. I'm sorry.
No. Was that that was the one with Pete Dunne and all that on it, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that was the best takeover ever.
Aye. I would probably think of that with you, to be honest. So, that moves us on to
Survivor Series.
Another incredibly long event.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to maybe talk about some ICW? I mean, you were only at one show, but is it worth talking about for you?
It's worth talking about. We'll see if we get time at the end to cover it.
Oh, I was just going to like say, like, if you don't, like, we could just give a kind of overall summary of the whole night.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah. You go first.
Well, it was not anywhere near as full as it was last year, which was a bit kind of upsetting to see. But because like even last year, like there was a pure mad rush to get tickets like at the last minute, and I fucking bought mine on Sunday morning, like at 1 a.m. Like while we were watching Takeover, I booked my ticket for Hydro, but it doesn't take away from the actual show being pretty damn awesome. The Kings of Insanity match is worth going back to watch. If you've not seen definitely. That. I think that was definitely match of the night.
The main event was good as well. Mm-hmm. Joe Coffey versus BT Gunn. My only real complaint about that match was the two BT Guns. Well, technically it was 3 BT Guns. The other 2 BT Guns.
Right. I forgot about that.
Like they came out and helped him, and it's like, well, who were they?
It was never established who they were.
No, there was no unmasking or anything like that as to who they were. Just maybe 2 guys came out and helped.
Maybe BT Gunn just discovered cloning techniques and that was it.
Possibly.
Someone on my Facebook pointed this out, and I think it's quite a good call actually. The past 3 years at Fear and Loathing, the main event title match changed hands by the commissioner helping the face beat the heel. All 3 years. Mick Foley helped
Grado, yeah.
Grado. Finn Balor helped.
That wasn't a title match though. Finn Balor helped Team Dallas.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because the cage... The
Who
match,
was the title match?
Wolfie and Trent Seven in a cage, and it had that weird finish.
Oh, that's right.
Where Trent punched Wolfie off the top of the cage, but in the wrong direction.
Oh, there you go. Wait, was Team Dallas the main event?
No,
Kurt
Angle and Joe Coffey was the main event.
Okay. Well, okay, 2 out of 3 then.
2 out of 3.
Yeah. Because I see when he said that, I sat there for ages and I was like, who the fuck was the title match that night? And it's like, it was that not very good cage match.
The cage match on Sunday wasn't great either. Like,
it was okay.
I don't know, like the first cage match ICW did with BT Gunn and Wolfgang was absolutely amazing. And then they also did the 6-man cage match, which was really good.
Yeah.
And they've just not been that great ever since.
But it's because, like, it's just, we're in a big venue, we need the steel cage. And it's like, but you don't. Like, it's honestly like, right, you've got Shug's House Party or Fear and Loathing, you better believe there's going to be a cage in there.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, let's get on to Survivor Series. I keep wanting to say SummerSlam.
Because it's 2 S's.
That's exactly what it is.
So, pre-show match number 1. Elias versus Matt Hardy. I watched this the other day.
Not seen any of the pre-show.
You know what, it was alright, but it's just... if you're going to have Elias on the show, at least just have him do something moderately decent. And just wrestling randomos is not exactly, like, that fun.
Well, I think Elias has been really good the last few months.
Aye. So it's just like, when it comes to, like, that match that he had with Jason Jordan at the last pay-per-view, just for no fucking reason. Yeah. It's like, I think he would have came off a hell of a lot better if he hadn't even involved him in the show at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Elias wins. Not really much to talk about here, but, you know, it's always good to give him a wee shout out.
Believe it or not, that was actually the longest match on the pre-show.
Interesting.
They'd have thought that would have been Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' tag match, but
yeah.
Nope, it wasn't. It was Elias and Matt Hardy.
Oh, well.
Not by long.
By, like, seconds.
Oh, no, in fact, actually, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was the shortest match on the pre-show.
Wow. Well, that brings us to match number 2. Number 2, because it's funny, because he's got it in his trunks. Enzo Amore defends the Cruiserweight Championship against Kalisto in the only title match of this whole evening.
Yep.
And it was on the pre-show. Fuck. Yeah. I guess they probably done that deliberately because all of Survivor Series focus around Raw versus SmackDown, and doing a match that where both are on Raw doesn't really make sense on the actual show.
Yeah, agreed.
So, fair dues with that. Like, I mean, this is as good as you can get with fucking Enzo Amore. Like, the finish was they wrestled on the outside apron for ages, and so Enzo started to scamper away and pulled like the protective padding off the actual turnbuckle. Like, so the turnbuckle is not the pads on the inside of the ring. Turnbuckle's the metal bit that holds the shit together at the ring post. So he pulled it off that turnbuckle, pulled Kalisto face first into that, then hit the Gridenza. I still do not know what the fuck that is.
I know what the move is, but I've no idea how to fucking say it.
That's eat defeat.
I suppose, basically, yeah.
Gil Kim's move.
Yep.
I mean, Kalisto done some good spots there. You've seen one there, the fucking bouncing flippity do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Enzo wins, retains the belt, and 100% clean. Well, actually not 100%, but, you know, like no booting the balls kind of like finish.
As close to clean as you're going to get.
Probably. But I was actually going to suggest for you to maybe watch this, and we could have spoke about it. But let's try and do that for next week.
Yeah, the Kevin Owens 365 thing. Yeah, we'll do that next week.
It looks really good, but it looks fucking heartbreaking. I've seen that clip where he goes up to Vince McMahon after the US title match at WrestleMania, and he's like, "Was my match good?" And McMahon was just like, no. And he's just like, Vince McMahon just told me my match at WrestleMania wasn't good. So see, in my eyes, I've failed.
This is... Try not to go into this too much, right? But are you starting to sense that there's maybe a wee bit of... that something's happened between Vince and Chris Jericho? Like, Jericho for the longest time was saying he would never work for anyone else, blah, 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 blah. Now all of a sudden he's away to wrestle Kenny Omega, and probably what will be the biggest match of next year.
And McMahon refusing to give NXT for his
cruise. And then when Owens is like, how was the match? And Vince saying, it was rubbish, basically. Like, do you think this is more of a breakdown in a relationship between Vince and Jericho than necessarily Vince and Kevin Owens?
Because, I mean, Jericho wasn't about much longer after that.
No.
Because, obviously, he lost this, he got it back, only to lose it on SmackDown, but that got him on SmackDown, and then he's not been seen since, and I don't think he's going to be seen again, potentially until WrestleMania, just so that Jericho can be like...
I don't think he'll wrestle at WrestleMania next year.
Nah?
Nah, I don't think so. I think especially if there is bad blood there, he won't be wrestling at Mania next year.
I just think they would probably do it because they'd be like, Jericho's one of only true people to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom and WrestleMania in the same year.
AJ Styles, who's the other one?
It would be Jericho.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, Gallows and Anderson have wrestled at both, but not in the same year.
Not in the same year. Nope.
Yeah, because they debuted after WrestleMania, but they were at Wrestle Kingdom. Nakamura also would be the case. No, actually, no, he's not wrestled at WrestleMania yet. For some reason, I thought he was in that Battle Royal, but no.
No,
he debuted after.
Yep. It's definitely only AJ.
I mean, AJ's the only one to do both in the same year in the span of that 3 months.
For that and the same of that actual January to
April,
December year.
Oh, sorry.
He's the only one to do it. But
they literally done it within 4 months.
There is technically someone else that's done it though. But if you look at it in a calendar year,
okay,
he's done it. And he did WrestleMania, Bound for Glory, Final Battle,
okay,
and Wrestle Kingdom.
Cody?
Oh, yep. All in one calendar year. So it depends how you look at it, but the way I would look at it, it's the same. Both. I don't know how to describe this. Both matches happened during the same year, so it happened in 2016.
Yeah. But I mean, like, because that is the thing with AJ, though. Like, he's so world renowned to the point where he can just literally go straight onto television and be booked at WrestleMania. See, anyone else that was at Wrestle Kingdom that year probably wouldn't have that much notoriety to the point that they would be put, straight onto television and get booked at WrestleMania, unless you're maybe Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And maybe Okada at a push, or Tanahashi. But, like, those two Japanese wrestlers I just said would be a much of a push. Because even, like, fucking look at Nakamura. He spent 2 years in NXT before he got called up. So, and Nakamura, I'd say, is probably on par popular with those other two.
Yeah. I think the difference is, though, Nakamura was in NXT for so long because he had to kind of resettle his entire life. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Before going on the road.
And his whole wrestling career.
Yeah, exactly. Right, anyway, let's move on. So, Izamori won, as we covered. That was in 8 minutes, 45 seconds. And the third match on the pre-show, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Fashion Police. I'm refused to call them Breezango, they're the Fashion Police.
I just don't understand.
Me neither.
When your Titantron says Fashion Police, why are you still called Breezango?
Yeah.
Because Breezango was a stupid name anyway.
Yep.
Back when they were jobbers. So, Owens and Zayn come out and, like, this segment was really long, but the match wasn't long. Like, Zayn and Owens came out and rambled on for about 5 minutes, and then Breezango came out, started trying to give out tickets and shit like that, and then it was pretty much a squash match from there, let's face it.
Yeah, more or less. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won in 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
What a surprise.
The shortest match on the pre-show. But I didn't realise there was that promo segment before it, so technically it was the longest.
Yeah.
When you take that into consideration.
Which you don't.
So opening match of Survivor Series, we had The Shield versus The New Day.
This was a long fucking time.
Yep, this match was over 20 minutes.
And once again, the segment lasted fucking upwards of 40 nearly, because New Day came out and done their usual spiel.
Mm-hmm.
But
second longest match on the main card.
There you go. Well, obviously, I would imagine the main event to be the first. But like that gives you like a good kind of idea. Like, obviously, you would want to do like
move you, pal. Boost.
Oh. Poor Snackies. What's wrong with them?
Nothing, but I was stuck in the same position for ages. Yeah, see that's
yeah,
fine. That's fine.
Better.
There we go. We came to an agreement.
Good old Snackies. Seriously, sometimes like he'll like be sitting on my lap for so long, like, right, go away, and he'll just kind of like do that. He'll just recircle and then sit down again. It's like,
that's fine, because
I'm wanting to stand up. Get off me.
I can move now, so that's okay. We've came to an agreement, didn't we?
So the Shield come out with their stupid half Shield, half Raw t-shirts, except Roman Reigns, who's too cool for that shit.
I like we're not even going to get started.
Yeah. And fucking somebody else that's too cool for that shit later on in the show. That drove me more nuts than this. To be honest with you, but we'll get to that at the time.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But to be honest, like, I really didn't know how this match was going to go. Because as much as I love the New Day and all that, I kind of didn't see them in the same caliber as the Shield. So, like Big E, I think would have been probably the only one I thought would have had like a good chance against them. But like the 6 of them done great.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
And as I was trying to say there before you started yelling at my cat, the fact that this is the longest match, barring the Survivor Series match, just goes to show that like how much trust they had in these 6 guys to go out and do such a long paced match.
Yeah.
Sorry, sip of water for the
ill man.
For the ill man.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, but there probably are 6 of the best hands they've got just now.
Defo. And so I've been hearing rumblings recently, and I kind of hope this isn't true, because this will be really bad. They're kind of wanting New Day to have the record of the most title reigns now. Now that they've got the record for the longest title reign, they want them to have the most. So what do you think about that? It's a bit of a dumb thing to have.
Yeah, it depends how they're going to do it. Like, if they're going to do it in of the modern era thing.
No, I think they just mean ever. Like, who is it that has the most?
I'm going to have to say it's the Dudleys off the top of my head.
Maybe. That might
depends. Are they including ECW and WCW tag team title reigns as well?
Oh, see, that's the thing I'm not sure about. See, if it's just WWF, it won't be that bad, but if they're really wanting, like, fucking New Day to beat, like, you know, the Dudley Boys record, because where does that start and where does that end? Because they've had at least 2 TNA title runs, I think.
Yeah.
And 1 in IWGP, or New Japan. So, where exactly is that bar? Where's the point where you're going to accept some title reigns and not others?
Let's have a look and see what they actually have at the moment.
What, are you looking for longest WWE title reigns or just...
No, I think it's absolutely, definitely the Dudleys. We've tried to check how many they've actually fucking had.
as usual, doing research during.
Well, you just bring questions up, and
I know it's quite. I know I'm just like that.
I'm doing non-stop.
So update my bottle of water, 2 liters, and I'm almost finished. See the things I do to keep replenished.
Right. Okay. According to Wikipedia, they are including title reigns out with WWE. So there are one-time WWE Tag Team Champions, 8-time WWF Tag Team Champions, and 1-time WCW Tag Team Champions.
And then they held.
So that's 10 reigns basically. They're counting.
What about ECW?
It's not. It's not listed ECW.
Interesting.
8 at ECW.
8 in ECW.
Well, that could be why it's not listed in ECW, because then that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Plus, they held that WCW tag title reign during the invasion.
Yes,
which was under the WWF banner.
Good point. Yes, very good point. So that'll be why they're including that WCW one then. So yeah, basically they're 10-time tag team champions and WWE's
eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll always bring up blah 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 20 title reigns or whatever the fuck it is on television, but you know.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, so Shield with a victory, as everybody kind of predicted. Like, this is essentially the actual re-debut of the Shield.
Yes, since the last one, whenever it tits up.
Yeah, it didn't have though.
Triple powerbomb.
Off the top rope.
Second rope. Or did they go up to the top? Or they did go up to the top? No, second.
Well, that's debatable.
Second.
Yeah, okay, it's off the second, but you know, it's still off high ropes. Splat goes Kofi. And
Dean goes in for the finish.
Dean got told to get penny with it.
Get penny with it.
Get penny with it. Wah, 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 wah. At least I'm not coughing right into the microphone.
Yeah, that's...
I've listened back to those old episodes that when I last had a cold, and that wasn't exactly very pleasant.
No, can't imagine it was.
So I'm trying.
Okay, so next up...
Coming up next,
we had the 5-on-5 Women's Survivor Series match.
Aha.
Like, which was Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. So that was Alicia Fox.
God damn it. I was going to say, like, try and name all 10 without looking at it, but you've looked at it.
Alicia Fox, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, and Nia Jax against Becky Lynch, Naomi, Carmella, Natalia, and Tamina with Lana.
So, no surprise here, and Natalia just gets shoved in with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Which is what I originally thought.
I didn't really think this was that great a match. Like,
it wasn't for the most part
predictable.
Well, I would say Becky Lynch being the first one out was a bit unpredictable, but...
Well, I suppose, yeah, but... I mean, I said to you during ICW, I was like, because I was looking at the bookie prices earlier on in the day, and you were getting 61 on Asuka to be the sole survivor. Like, that's fucking clearly going to happen. I couldn't believe, like, the price was 61 on it.
6 to 1, so every £6 you put on, you get £1 back?
No.
Or the other way about?
Every pound you put on, you get 7 back.
Oh, you should have told me that. I would have totally put on, like, fucking 50 quid. But Soul Survivor.
Soul Survivor, yeah. But I could see that coming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what annoyed me so much about it, was I just knew that was going to be the finish.
It makes total sense, though. Like, see, that bit was the good part of the match when everybody else got eliminated, and it was just Asuka against Natalia. Was it Natalia? I think it was Natalia and Tamina. That was where it got good, because it was just Asuka wrecking shit. Only non-Pirate Bay can. What can we call her? Mask Bay?
Mask Bay, aye. We'll go with that.
Mask Bay. Fucking Tamina. She is just the worst.
Not a fan.
No. Never been fan.
Did you see her tweet?
No.
Oh man, she tweeted Nia Jax. She was like, some images are just too big for history or something like that. And it was like...
that fat joke?
No, it was like Hogan and Andre face to face.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Like Rock and Hogan going face to face, and another one, I can't remember what the other one was, and then it's fucking her and Nia Jax.
One of these things is not like the other. Fuck's sake, man. Like, seriously, she honestly think that she's that... Like, she's delusional. She's delusional as fuck if she thinks that means anything.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like kind of sell your character and all that, but like, who's ever came up and told you, you know what, Tamina, I like you?
Steamboat and Flair, that was the other one.
Alright, fair enough.
In face to face, but still though,
I'm surprised none of them were like fucking Jimmy Snuka and insert wrestler from the 80s here. Of Snooker and Piper. I'm surprised that wasn't it.
Yeah, it might have been actually. No, I don't think so. I don't think it was.
No.
I think given what's happened with Snooker, because do they even mention Snooker that much now?
Well, that's why they dropped Tamina's second name.
Yeah.
And she used to be called Tamina Snooker.
Aye.
But now it's just Tamina. Shush. Dad's a murderer.
Allegedly.
And it's never going to be unproven.
Yep.
So, Nia Jax got eliminated by countout when Tamina splashed her on the outside. I thought that was at least a unique way to get her out without having to pin her. To keep her a bit strong, even though they tapped her at the last Survivor Series. Then Naomi goes for this weird roll up at Alicia Fox at one point. Clearly gets fucking two, and then all of a sudden just no, Alicia Fox, you're out. Right, here we go. Oh, botch, roll through. One, two.
Yeah, that.
But then Naomi then clearly kind of goes for a submission of some kind, and the ref's just like, "You're out, you're out." Bank statement: Naomi goes out. Bailey got pinned by Tamina, and then Asuka just starts to wreck some shit.
Yeah, Asuka smash.
Like I said, like, see when it started to whittle down a bit more. This is definitely when the match started to actually become good. Mm-hmm. It was Tamina and Natalya.
That's the way Survivor Series matches tend to go, though, I feel.
Because, like, remember that first Survivor Series match that Roman Reigns was in, and he wrecked shop on like 4 people? Like, that's how I thought this was honestly going to go. I'm surprised it was only 2 people against Asuka.
Yeah. I actually was kind of thinking they might have given Asuka Reigns' record.
Yeah.
For most Survivor Series eliminations.
That would have been
in a single match.
Totally class. That weird backstage segment with Stephanie and Daniel Bryan, where she's just like doing that pure schoolgirl thing, like like she is like honestly like I was about to say 50. I don't think she's that old.
No, she's not. She's like 40 odd.
She's like a 40-year-old, like fucking, like teenager.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about Stephanie, to be honest. She just annoys me to no end now.
Well, thankfully there was not much else in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, we didn't cover the finish of the women's match.
Asuka wreck shit.
I suppose, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Moving on.
No surprise, Asuka knocked the fuck out of people.
This was the biggest surprise of the night for me in the next match.
Go on.
Baron Corbin versus The Miz.
Yeah, totally. I was super surprised at the ending of this as well. Just, I don't know, that we were kind of talking about it at the time, but are you sure? Do you think the Miz will be alright with this this loss?
Well, yeah, but it makes total sense. Well, because like Miz is going to be off TV for a few months now. Mm-hmm. So what was the point in putting him over when he's not going to be on TV?
I guess that is a good call. Well, fair dues. Like it was a bit of a slow match, and it was obviously a bit heatless as well because both of them are heels, and Miz kind of became the pseudo face in this.
Yeah.
But you know what? They gave them, they gave at least Miz like some reason to want to fight, essentially, because like Maurice was at ringside for this, and Corbin kept like trying to like go over to her and make comments and shit like that, and I thought like it really helped out, like kind of gain the Miz a bit of like sympathy.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, once again, Corbin just wrecks shop on the fucking Miztourage. I did love how Curtis Axel had a red neck brace.
I didn't even notice that.
It's like, oh, red everything.
Oh God, no, not that again.
Oh, please come back. Please.
You want her back for not for different reasons.
Oh yeah, I don't want to see her wrestle. Who the fuck do you think I am? A wrestling fan?
Yeah, so Corbin picked up the win.
Yeah. Off the end of days.
It could be
We're just trying to play this along as we go. Bosh. So, yeah, I didn't know that he was actually, Miz was actually going to be gone, after Raw, obviously.
Well, now did I.
Yeah,
Which is why that result was surprising.
Until after the fact.
Yeah, had I known that in advance that Miz was going to be going away at some point soon to shoot a movie, I'd be like, yeah, that makes total sense.
So I'm happy enough with it, because obviously Corbin's going to be about while the Miz is away, so that's a good. Plus, it was like the whole thing of like Corbin strikes first for SmackDown after a 2-0 deficit. That kind of thing. It made them look good in that way as well.
Yeah, to start bringing SmackDown back. So next up we had the Usos versus the Bar.
Don't know what the deal with Sheamus's weird tips was all about.
Yeah. He must have been missing those "you look stupid" chants.
Yeah, so he needed to make himself look worse.
Yeah, basically.
Jesus. I mean, to be honest, the mohawk looks fine. It was the fucking beard beads that he used to have that made them look stupid.
I actually kind of liked them.
Really?
If I could grow a beard, I'd braid it.
No, they were the worst. Like, I no problem.
Your pisser, man.
Oh, thank fuck. I honestly thought you were like becoming pure serious there, and I was like, I kind of just want to see you grow a beard now, just so that you can fucking do that. So, super kick.
I did
double super kick.
I did enjoy the Young Bucks on Twitter though during this.
Oh yeah?
Brilliant.
What were they saying?
Just constantly tweeting the Usos about super kick parties and all that.
We should get a big super kick party.
And joking about sending a cease and desist.
Of course they would, because the Young Bucks are on point. I imagine a match between the Young Bucks and the Usos though.
Great.
Aye.
Oh,
especially these days. Like, see, the thing is, see the beginning of
take
this.
my fucking money now.
Exactly. See, at the beginning of this year, I could not give a fuck about the Usos, and now they're like the fucking best tag team
because they've actually developed a personality now.
Exactly. It's not just
Twin 1 and Twin 2, which they were for so long.
Exactly. Just that pure fighting spirit kind of thing that they've got now. And it was good because, like, when they turned heels, I thought, right, this is going to give them new character and all that jazz. And then they turned face, like, almost instantly afterwards. It was like, this really works as a face team.
Yeah, they do.
And it's good to see that wasn't a legitimate injury to one of the Usos.
The other week, yeah.
Yeah. And they're still continuing that feud with Shelton and Gable.
Yeah, which we saw on SmackDown.
Yeah. So, but, yep, super kicks galore, and the splash for 3. And the Usos tie this thing up. Which brings us on to...
Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss.
Yes, I wasn't happy about the ending of this match, let me tell you.
I can imagine you weren't, Griz. I'll let you have the floor here.
I just don't like Charlotte. I don't think she's that good. Well, she's good, but I think she's very much overrated.
You couldn't agree more.
And just the whole way that it feels as if they just literally gave Charlotte the belt, you know, like days before Survivor Series. I was like, ugh, seriously? Like, nothing happened between now being Hell in a Cell, and Survivor Series. So why didn't you just have her win the belt at Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
And then instead of like literally shoehorning it in like the week of Survivor Series and changing everything.
Do you know why they probably did it though? Because what they didn't think about was we were going to be in Charlotte at one point.
Ooh. Fuck's sake. Ugh.
Oh, sorry, the Queen City. At one point.
And I like how all of a sudden they're just like, oh, better give her the belt. Like, because, you know, people never win in their own fucking hometown.
I know. Do you think it might have been more...
Excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Do you think it might have been more of a thing for Flair?
So he can come in and fucking greet him again? Like, that's the one thing I've always hated, like, ever
Given
since...
the fact he nearly died a few months ago.
I know, but the only, like, I hate when he pure comes out and he has these pure crocodile tears every time that Charlotte wins, and it's like, ugh, go over yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, obviously, please don't die, but, you know, this is our fucking 18th title reign. Do you really still, like, I'm so proud of you. Oh. Stop greeting.
Yeah.
So
I really made a really fucking bad joke there.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm going to quickly pause the recording so I can tell you the joke.
Yeah, I like when you do this. This is so much funnier than you going, I'll tell you at the end of the show, and then we never remember.
Yeah. Do you think I could have got away with it?
Yeah. I think you might have been alright. I mean, it's a bit tasteless, but it's not any worse than what WWE done on television.
I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, we're back.
Not as bad as that last one. Last time you had to pause it.
That one was quite good though.
Yeah, that one was not allowed. We have some standards. So, poor little sweet goddess Alexa. That's her words. Taps out to the figure 69.
Yeah, figure 69, that's what it was. So yeah, 15 minutes exactly, that match. It was okay.
Yeah.
It would have been so much better if Blissy Pants won.
Exactly.
But she didn't, so...
She did.
What can you do?
And yeah, heartbreaking.
So next up we had the quite literally dream match that we didn't, up until 2 weeks ago, didn't think we were going to get. With AJ Styles
Saved
versus
this
Brock
entire
Lesnar.
pay-per-view.
Totally. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Like, I don't... See, if everything else was the same, I'd probably still say this pay-per-view was pretty good. But see, having this match on it made this, like, a near incredible pay-per-view.
Yeah. I kind of want to see this match again.
Yeah. Like, maybe if you have the time, we can go through it. Because it's not that long of a match. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we finish. Pretty much the whole match, though,
15 minutes it is.
Was just Lesnar beating the living shit out of AJ, and then AJ just trying to find these little like breaks to get some offense in. And like every few times it happened, like it's just simple things like, oh, Lesnar goes to like run at AJ, and AJ manages to get like a punch in, and then it's like, right, he's rocked, go, get him. And then it's like, okay, like he's down, flip, do a flip. But yeah,
what do you make of Brock's apparent injury or rumored injury?
Or what? The knee.
Yeah,
you could see as soon as he caught AJ for the F5, something went fucking up there. Oh, it's alright. He doesn't need to wrestle for another 18 months, so he should be fine.
See, that's what I was thinking. He'll probably be alright.
God, I'm really over-exaggerating in this episode.
It's not quite 18 months, but Rumble
It
is back,
fucking
isn't it?
feels like it, aye.
Well, actually, the Rumble's not that far away when you think about it.
Upwards of 2 months. Because it's at the end of January. Aye, because he definitely fucking hurt his knee. Like, I don't know if it was on the catch or if he just turned weird.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't need to see it again. You know me.
Okay, yeah, you look away because it's on telly, don't I? Because I looked at this a couple of times while I was watching this match back, in a more sober state. And he kind of catches him, he staggers, that's it. And then he kind of goes to put, it's gone now. He kind of goes to put, like, pressure back onto the leg. And then he's like, nope, fuck that. So he kind of does an F5 with one arm. See, if that was anybody, like, heavier than AJ Styles, he'd probably have crumbled to the mat.
Yeah, probably. But if it's someone heavier than AJ Styles, they wouldn't have been.
But that's what it was. Like, he kind of caught him and started like stumbling about. I think like he might have like placed his leg or something like that.
You can see it there.
Yeah, you can see it in his face. He's like, "Fah!"
You can see it there. What happens is when he catches AJ, he catches him off balance, steps back, and has then not only put all his own body weight onto one leg, but then also all of AJ's as well.
Yeah. Well, you know what? See if he is injured. At least he's got the time to kind of get ready.
Yeah,
it should probably be all right. It didn't look that bad. It looked like he kind of just tweaked it a wee bit. But what was the dirt sheet saying?
I've not really read much into it. Just the
possible injury.
Possibly injured.
Aye. Oh well. Do you see? No, that was the last match. What was the time for that?
Oh, the time for that? 15 minutes, 25 seconds.
Really? 15 minutes? Like, for some reason,
it's probably Brock's longest match in a year.
It definitely has to be. It just, that match felt a bit shorter than that.
Because it was a
great match,
yeah. 15 minutes, 25.
Yeah, like I was saying to you before we started recording this main event, this whole segment lasted about an hour, from, the build-up package to everyone's separate entrances, to the match itself, and the way that everybody was in commentary the entire night. Raw and SmackDown, so 5 people just blah 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 every like fucking 2 minutes. And Booker T, who can't keep track of like what fucking brand he's on half the time.
Booker T is losing. We're actually witnessing a man go insane in front of our eyes. Did you hear on Raw? What he said on Raw?
What did he say on Raw?
Just randomly, during Asuka's match, he went, no one said that against Asuka or anything. He just randomly went, well, I'll tell you what, guys, she didn't slip on a banana peel to get to where she is right now. At the exact same time, both Cole and Corey were like,
what?
No one said that. Like, what the fuck?
I don't remember that. It's just, it seems as if he pure sits and thinks of like cliche things to say. And he's like, oh, this will be good. And then he says it, and then the two of them are just like, the fuck are you talking about?
I think he meant to say, Dana Brooke didn't slip on a banana peel to get here, because the other two were like writing her off straight away.
Maybe.
I think that's what he meant to say. And he said Asuka.
Fucks up everything that he ever does, though, let's face it. Surprised that he doesn't like kind of come home like and start calling Charmel like other Nitro girl names sometimes. Hey, Spice. What did you call me? What? I was Paisley, not Spice. Yeah, so this had a lot of ups and downs, this match. One of the major downs was the fact that, Nakamura was the first eliminated.
Jinx.
That was incredible, though. Let's face it.
That fucking... If I remember correctly, I went fucking bananas and Walkabout at that.
I took my hat off and fucking flung it and then stormed out. I was like, no!
I'm finished with this game.
I was so fucking angry and drunk.
See, the thing is,
Angry.
did you notice as well though, Kurt Angle didn't start the match?
Oh yeah, after that whole spiel of,
On Raw, but
if I'm going to start the match, he's going to have the balls to start the match. But I think it was like kind of, like, obviously Shane did start the match, but he started it with Strowman. So I think that was just kind of one of these things where it's like, haha, got you in the ring with Strowman.
yeah, maybe.
Because it's like Strowman flung him into the corner, and then Shane ran across the ring and tagged out, and he just had that look in his face of, the fuck was that? Yeah, and what we were alluding to earlier, all of Team Raw in their red t-shirts, even Triple H with a red t-shirt, even though he's wearing a Triple H t-shirt, still red, and everyone on Team SmackDown, and John Cena in his stupid neon green t-shirt, which looks hideous.
Yeah.
Could they not even just make a blue edition of that? For
Just
one
for
night?
this show, I know.
I mean, like, Triple H has a red version of his t-shirt, and they probably didn't even sell that.
Shane McMahon is obviously just a blue version of his baseball jersey.
I know, and those things are cool. Like, that's like one of the things, like, even though Shane McMahon always wears stuff like that all the time, he's colour-coded.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make, like, a blue Cena t-shirt and Cena wristbands. Is it really that difficult? They probably have about 1 million old ones in stock.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, so Naka first eliminated, which was heartbreaking, as usual.
Fucking, I was infuriated by it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm getting super worried for his future. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not about much longer. I'm gonna give it to the Rumble, as we said. Now that AJ Styles is WWE Champion, there's still that chance that Naka can win the Rumble.
Doesn't need to win the Rumble.
He should win the Rumble.
He should, but he doesn't need to for us to get Nakamura versus AJ at Mania. He doesn't need to win the Rumble.
He should, though.
I think he should
Like,
as well.
seriously.
Anything would be better than fucking Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns could win the fucking whatever flim flam he wrestled Brock Lesnar. But it makes the Royal Rumble, for a start, it makes the Royal Rumble, you know, something that people actually want to see.
Yeah.
By, like, being like, alright, Roman Reigns isn't going to be in this or something like that. Something along those lines. And then, like, when Nakamura wins, because, let's face it, see, these past 5 or so years have been pretty much a shambles, other than Triple H winning it that one year. But you had Roman Reigns win it that one year, then last year, or no, earlier in this year, he came out, got thunderous boos.
Yep.
And then Randy Orton won, which was just as bad, I would say. There was that year Batista won, when people actually wanted Roman Reigns to win.
See if Roman Reigns had won that year, he would be over, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably the most over he's ever been, I'd say, and that was by bringing the Shield back to him.
Nah, he was pretty over when he was in the Shield initially.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But, like, he wasn't ever that over after that, and then as soon as he's back in the Shield, all of a sudden people like him again.
Yeah. Well, the only reason this Shield thing's even there is to help get Roman over.
Yeah. That's why they're using his theme song, not the Shields. It was kind of interesting to see, like, Nakamura be in the ring with people like Triple H and Kurt Angle for a little bit, and then even Bobby Roode and Triple H, because Bobby Roode is essentially young Triple H at this point.
Even Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle, which we're seeing right now, is all a bit nuts. I would think Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle probably happened in TNA at some point.
Aye, definitely.
But it's cool to see it in WWE.
Yeah. John Cena had done fuck all during this match.
Oof, that's as I fully expected.
Yeah. Oh, don't want to unpretty that face for his movie career, because he's had about 80 fucking movies. Now here's the
The double suplex.
Oh, the
quadruple suplex.
that would be 4. What's more than 4?
5.
Well, obviously, but how do you say? How do you say 5? Because like it still goes on. There's like quintuplets. That's like,
oh, fuck those.
I don't know. I don't care.
The 5-man suplex. Let's call it that.
The fatal 5-man suplex
to Strowman through the announce table.
Kept him out for a wee while. Not really going to go through every elimination. Just John Cena finally got in for a little bit and had a wee wrestle a bit with Kurt Angle, who's injured, by the way. He had his knee taped up, but yet he didn't want Jason Jordan to be in this match. So, yeah, let's talk about this ending, because this was the weird part.
I didn't understand it at all.
So Strowman takes out almost everybody in this match, I would say. Pinned Naka, pinned Rude, pinned Orton as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor helped Kurt Angle pin John Cena. So that was all the Team SmackDown out. And so it comes down to Shane McMahon, Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Braun Strowman for Team Raw, and Shane, the only one on SmackDown. They have a wrestle for a couple of minutes, then all of a sudden, Triple H just pedigrees Kurt Angle for absolutely no reason.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Then, even worse, the pedigree looked shit for a start. Then he puts Shane McMahon on top so that he pins Kurt Angle. Then he kind of starts standing beside Shane McMahon like, oh, it's okay, we're related. Not really. We'll take out Strowman together. Then he just turns around, pedigrees Shane McMahon, and gets the pinfall.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Because at first when it happened, I was kind of like, oh shit, Triple H is turning on Steph. And I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
This could be really interesting. And then it just, nah.
No, it's just, and then Triple H just starts celebrating with Braun Strowman, like, we did it! We did it! We're the best! And then Strowman's like, no, gotta choke you, gotta slam you.
Have you cowering in the corner?
Yeah. And then Triple H walks into a wall after the pay-per-view goes off there.
Which is honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Do you know the worst thing is? There's some people that are saying he was selling the beatdown by Braun Strowman.
But
it's like, no, he fucking wasn't.
No, he turned around, there was a wall right there, and
he walked into it.
Yeah. It was that stupid video wall, granted, but still.
Fucking hilarious, though.
It was.
It's the way it's Stephanie as well. Like,
she's like, oh my god!
She's like, help him!
She's probably like, oh my god, I'm fucking so embarrassed.
So yeah, that was NXT and Survivor Series.
Yep. Very, very, very quickly, talk about Raw. And by talk about Raw, I mean mention and SmackDown, the two things that have happened. On Raw, the return of Paige.
Woohoo!
And the debut of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
We got her fucking name right.
I'm not surprised with Mandy getting a call up.
I mean, she's literally never been on NXT. Like, twice maybe. When they needed, like, literally anybody to show up. And as we kind of alluded to, The Miz lost the Intercontinental Championship to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, oh, Roman Reigns is the only person to hold all these belts. Except Dean Ambrose already done that. I think
they didn't say that.
Something along the lines of he's the only Triple Crown in the Shield.
No, they said that's him now completed the Grand Slam.
Maybe I misheard it then. I'm certain, like...
No, he said that's him now a Grand Slam winner.
Yeah.
Which I believe... Ambrose is as well. Don't think Rollins is. I think a US title still eludes Rollins.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was always on the other brand of the US title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about the new girls? Like, all in all?
All in all, I'm fairly disappointed. I can see why Mandy get called up. Because Raw doesn't really have that total diva type character.
She is essentially, she's the new Eva Marie, isn't she? Except she's blonde instead of redhead.
Yeah,
dye your hair red?
And a better wrestler.
Dye your hair red, Mandy. That'd be great.
I think they'll pull the trigger, or pull the plug, rather, on this faction with Paige, Devlin, Mandy Rose. If it's not going well straight away, see if they don't hit the ground running, they'll pull the plug on it, because the whole point of this is to get Paige over. It's not for the other two. Do you know what I mean?
But see, the thing is,
well, on the SmackDown side of it, they're going to have a lot more time and a lot less at stake.
SmackDown side
for Ruby Riott,
Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan.
They don't have that pressure there. Like they can try things, and maybe some things will work, maybe some things will won't. I think they three are going to be the more successful trio.
Yeah,
because I think the Raw one is solely for Paige.
I don't like the idea of. Well, see, I can see what you're saying by that. I'll get to my point in a second. It's clearly to get Paige over because Paige just returned, whereas, like, yeah. So Paige's faction is I've returned and I've brought a few friends, whereas on SmackDown it's the case of we three have just had enough and we're just going to debut together. So I can totally see what you mean by that, but that's kind of also why. See, if Paige made her debut here, we probably wouldn't be saying the same thing. But because she returned after a fucking year off, like, that's totally why we're just like, yeah, this is totally get Paige over.
Which kind of leads into the question, have they brought in so many new females in order to now start to set up a female Royal Rumble?
That's a good call, and I like that idea.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of it.
I think that's a great idea.
I was at first, like, when the idea first started floated about, I was, but then I listened to Ryan Satin talking about it, and he made a lot of really good points about how much it kind of dilutes the Royal Rumble, and I'm kind of now falling on the other side. So I think he's totally right.
No, I would rather 2 Royal Rumbles. 2 Royal Rumbles and 2 rings at the same time. That would be great.
2 Royal Rumbles and a 3-hour show could be a killer.
But just make it like 20 women or something like that, so it doesn't need to be as long. And then put that at the start.
They could do, but then this is where the problem is. Like, they could do 20 women, right? That's fine. They've got 20 women in the roster to be able to do that.
And then,
but then that takes
incorporate NXT people, like, for surprises and shit.
But
bring back Victoria or Ivory for a.
But think about all the women they've already got in the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
They probably could squeeze 20 is maybe an exaggeration. If they did 20 1-minute intervals and squeeze the match into half an hour, okay, I could maybe be along with it. But 2 full Royal Rumble matches in one show is going to be overkill.
No, I'm not thinking that they're going to have a women's Royal Rumble match go over an hour. Definitely not.
It's going to be absolute overkill. Anyway, we'll talk more about this next week.
Yeah, I just really wanted to get that out there, because, you know, now that we're recording on Thursday/Fridays, we've watched Raw and SmackDown.
We can talk about stuff that actually happened the week the podcast comes out.
That's great, isn't it? Yeah, so easily we could talk about this forever. So let's wrap this shindig up for today.
Yep. So on that note, I've been Chris and motherfucking Griz,
and I've been L as fuck.
Cough.
Sneeze.
Ho.
See.
Remember, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Heel Podcast. And also, don't forget, you can hear our archives on the World Wide Web at heelpodcast.co.uk. Well, that's all, folks. So long. Have a good day.